High above the city, on a tall stone column, stood the statue of the Happy Prince. He was covered all over with thin leaves of pure gold. His eyes were made of two bright blue sapphires, and on the hilt of his sword there shone a large red ruby. Everyone admired him. The rich praised his beauty, mothers pointed him out to their children, and even the poor would look up at him and say,
"A true masterpiece of our land."
And so he was called the Happy Prince. But one night, when the city had grown quiet and the stars were shining overhead, a little swallow flew in. He was late, terribly late. All the other swallows had already gone to Egypt, where the warm sun still shone on the riverbanks.
Ah, this is a fine place. Plenty of fresh air.
And he settled down between the feet of the Happy Prince. He tucked his head beneath his wing and was just about to sleep when a large drop of water fell on him, then another.
What a curious thing! There is not a cloud in the sky, and yet it is raining. Tears, you're crying.
Who are you? The Happy Princess. Then why are you weeping?
You have quite soaked me.
When I was alive, I had a human heart, though I did not know what tears were. I lived in the palace of Sanssouci, where sorrow was never allowed to enter. By day, I played in the garden, and by night, I danced in the great hall. Everyone called me the Happy Prince, and happy indeed I was.
He paused for a moment.
But now that I am dead, they have set me so high above the city that I can see all its misery.
The little swallow listened quietly.
I see hunger, sickness, cold, and sorrow everywhere. And though my heart is made of lead, I cannot choose but weep.
Then the prince spoke again.
Far away in a small house, I can see a poor seamstress. She sits sewing a beautiful gown for one of the queen's maids of honor. Her hands are rough and wounded by the needle. In the corner of the room, her little boy lies sick with fever, crying for oranges, but she has nothing to give him except water. Little swallow, will you take her the ruby from my sword? My feet are fastened here, and I cannot move.
My friends are waiting for me in Egypt.
But the prince looked so sad that the little bird's heart melted.
It is very cold, but I will stay with you for one night and be your messenger.
Thank you, little swallow.
So the bird plucked the great ruby from the prince's sword and flew away over the city. At last, he came to the poor little house. The swallow slipped the ruby beside the woman's thimble. Then he flew over the child's bed and fanned his forehead with his wings. And he fell asleep. The next morning, the swallow felt strangely happy. Still, he said to himself,
Tonight I shall leave for Egypt.
But when he came to say farewell, the Happy Prince called to him again.
Little swallow, will you stay with me one night longer? What is it now? Far away, I see a young writer sitting in a garret. Papers are scattered all around him, but he is too cold and too hungry to finish his play. There is no fire in his grate. Take him, one of my sapphire eyes. Dear Prince, not your eye! Do as I command you, little swallow.
The swallow was startled. But the prince said gently, so the bird plucked out one sapphire eye and carried it to the young writer, dropping it among his papers. The writer looked up in amazement.
A sapphire! Now I can finish my work.
Once again, the swallow thought of Egypt. But once again, the prince asked him to stay. This time, he saw a little match girl standing in the street, crying bitterly because all her matches had fallen into the gutter.
Take her my other eye.
Then you will be blind!
Do as I command you.
He slipped the second sapphire, into the little girl's hand. Now the happy prince was blind. The swallow looked at him sadly.
Dear prince, you cannot see now, so I will stay with you always.
No, little swallow, you must go to Egypt.
I will stay with you always.
And from that night on, he became the prince's eyes. Each day, he flew over the city and told the prince everything he saw. He saw hungry children shivering in dark alleys. He saw old men with no fire. He saw mothers with nothing to feed their little ones. He saw sorrow everywhere. At last, the prince said,
I am covered with fine gold. You must take it off, leaf by leaf, and give it to the poor.
So the swallow began. He plucked one golden leaf and carried it away. Then he came back, plucked another, and flew again. Back and forth through the freezing city he went. Night after night he continued, until every leaf of gold was gone. And the happy prince, who had once shone like the sun, now looked dull and gray. Winter had settled over the city now. Snow lay on the rooftops. The streets were hard with ice, and the little swallow grew weaker with each passing day. He had no strength left in his wings, no warmth left in his tiny body. Still, he would not leave the prince. He loved him too dearly. At last, he knew his end had come. With the little strength he had left, he fluttered up once more and rested on the happy prince's shoulder.
Goodbye, dear prince. Will you let me kiss your hand?
I am glad that you are going to Egypt at last, little swallow. You have stayed too long here. But you must kiss me on the lips, for I love you.
The swallow gave a faint smile.
It is not to Egypt that I am going. I am going to the house of death. Death is the brother of sleep, is he not?
Then he kissed the happy prince on the lips and fell down dead at his feet. At that very same moment, a sharp crack sounded inside the statue. The prince's leaden heart had broken in two. The next morning, the people of the city looked up at the statue and frowned. The ruby was gone. His sapphire eyes had vanished. Every leaf of gold had been stripped away.
How ugly the happy prince looks now.
And because he no longer seemed valuable, they pulled the statue down and threw it into a furnace. The metal melted, but the broken leaden heart would not melt. So they tossed it away on a dust heap, and the dead little swallow was thrown beside it. Far above, God said to one of his angels,
Bring me the two most precious things in the city.
The angel flew down, and from the pile of ashes and rubbish, she picked up the broken heart and the dead bird. She carried them to heaven.
You have chosen rightly, for in my garden of paradise this little bird shall sing forevermore, and in my city of gold the happy prince shall praise me.
Reunited here forevermore.